particular case, a lot of my business, I have an office. Most of my clients will come to me.
Yes.
You know, so I cannot claim 90% of my car running expenses. No, I can only claim a certain proportion, which is
legitimate, what you've used.
Legitimate for my business.
Yes,
that's
and
right.
on a mileage rate,
Yes.
they will give you so much a mile depending on the car.
That's
yes.
No, talking about the mileage, and this is an interesting one. The revenue allow you to claim 40p per business mile for the first 10,000.
40.
Tax-free.
Right.
Yeah. So if you are going to see a client, you keep a log of the date, the mileage you have done, the client you have gone to see, 10,000 miles at the end of the year, that's £4,000. That's totally tax-free.
That would pay for the petrol for the year.
Well, yes, right. Yes. I mean, they worked out this figure. It's all inclusive.
Right. Wear and tear on the car.
Wear and tear and insurance and so on. So you are able to claim for that. Again, you mentioned about expenses. These are the type of legitimate expenses that you should claim for and keep a record for that. I mean, a lot of the time, you know, people incur these expenses. They think, I won't bother the train ticket, you know, I'll forget about it. No. In my practice, I mean, I personally, for example, if I go and visit a client, I keep a diary, I keep a record. If I travel by train, I have my train ticket. At the end of the month, I actually put in a claim.
Good.
In fact, today I put in a claim, and it was over £800.
And that was just for my lunch. Business lunch.
Sorry. No,
why wasn't I invited?
No. Tamkin, by the way, lunch, which is entertainment, is not a tax allowable expenditure.
Well, what I understand is as long as you say how is business, and you talk
you're being too creative.
and then you have talked about business is a business lunch.
Yes, business lunch, it normally means sandwiches and a cup of tea.
Okay.
Not that lavish lunch which you're used to. I hope some of those questions which you had have been answered. Yes.
Now we talked about expenses. What I'm actually interested in is the income side, the revenue for a business. Now I've got a bit of experience. I mean, about 10 years ago, I actually got hit by a very heavy tax bill from the Inland Revenue when they were called an Inland Revenue, and they were
disclosing how much approximately.
Well, it was just over 27,000.
27,000.
Okay. You must have done well in your business then.
Now, what it was, they were actually taxing me on sales that the company made, but I didn't actually collect the payment.
Yes.
From the customer, and I was like, you know, appealing against it, and I was saying, right, okay, you know, actually I didn't collect the money yet from the customer, and they said, well, you did actually generate the sales.
That's right. Yeah.
You sold the product, you didn't collect the money, it's not our problem.
Okay, were you able to collect the money maybe a month, 2 months, 3 months later?
No.
No.
It took a while. So then
it was a bad debt.
It was a bad debt. Yes.
Well, you can always claim for a bad debt. You will not pay taxes unless you've actually made the profit.
Right.
You know, and the taxes, as far as corporation taxes are concerned, for example, they are not paid immediately. They are paid 9 months after the account's year end.
Right.
So if your year end, for sake of argument, was 31st of December 2009, you will be paying corporation tax on that on the 1st of October 2010. Right? Now, if in between you have realized that actually this has become a bad debt, those sales which you did, they have not paid you, you can actually make in the accounts what we call a specific provision as a bad debt provision. So you will not be paying tax on those those sales. I mean, these are commercial, what you call decisions, and the revenue is aware of that. I mean, they have their experts, they know about this.
And the other thing is you have to show that you did actually try and get your money back. Right, the first letter, the second letter, the third letter, whatever. So you have to have proof that you did try and recover some of it or all of it.
So of course, if for example, if the company has gone into liquidation, then you'll have proof from the liquidator that this company has gone into liquidation, there's nothing coming your way.
That's a very good
Let's hope you don't have many of those clients, you know.
I was just going to say, on that, maybe we can help you. What is the time period that you can claim the tax back on bad debts? Or, you know, say,
so you've
made a time factor?
No. As soon as you realize that, you know, this is a bad debt, and really it is in your interest that you realize the sooner the better. If it is going to be a bad debt and you think, you know, the company is going into liquidation, you have tried, as Tamkin mentioned, you've written them the letters, well, then make a specific provision in the accounts as soon as possible, right? Now, subsequently, say 6 months, 1 year, 2 years later, the company manages to pay you the money. Well, that's fine. You treat it as income in that year, and you will pay tax on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking,
But
maybe could you get the tax back?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, that's what I was, can he get the tax
if you've
back
actually paid the
if
tax,
he's paid it?
but you haven't actually generated or you haven't collected the money for it, can you actually then go back to the tax office and say, right, okay, I've paid you X amount of money in years.
I want a refund.
Yes, that's
and
right.
I haven't.
What you need to do is, Tamkin has mentioned that you need to have the proof that this money was not collected.
Right.
You tried, it was not collected for various reasons. The person might have become bankrupt, the company might have gone into liquidation. This is proof enough for you. You can demonstrate that to the revenue.
Right.
Yeah. If I was your accountant, I wouldn't have paid that tax in the first place because I would have made a specific provision for bad debts, you know. And the revenue would know about this. In this age, currently the recession that we are having, how many companies have gone into liquidation? Big companies like Woolworths have gone under.
Yes.
You know.
Look at the banks.
Yeah, yes, a special case.
Yes.
Yeah. If the government had not helped them, a lot of them might have got under as well.
Even countries like Iceland.
Yeah.
Yes, you know, so really, let's even collect your debt.
I mean, I didn't ask that question for my own personal benefit. I was actually asking it for the benefit of the viewers.
That's
really,
a very good one, yes.
Because really, what I'm trying to explain to the viewers is they're getting taxed on sales, not on the actual income that's actually entered the bank.
Yes, but
so
you know, what I'm saying
accounts.
is that if your sale does not translate into money coming into
eventually
the bank,
you can reclaim it back.
You can claim it
or
back.
You can delay it until...
Yes, because this would be treated as a bad debt. So you have a provision.
Now, we are going for a quick break.
Yep, fine.
And inshallah, when we come back, we'll carry on talking about this. And it is fascinating. You can actually get some tax back if you've overpaid.
Yes.
And that's a very good one for everyone. And by helping and employing people and having them legitimately on the books, it will decrease your tax liability. So everyone should make everything legal. So on that note, inshallah, we will see you on the other side of the break. Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to I Mean Business with my guest Tahir Beg, and we were discussing very briefly why we had to pay tax and what is tax used for and how we can legitimately pay less tax. Just looking at some of the paperwork here, end of tax year planning, beginning of tax year planning, tax increases, married couples allowance and civil partners even now they've brought in. Gift aid donations, IQRAs, pension contribution, tax-favoured investments, inheritance tax. So there's a lot. So yes, everyone is paying tax, but there are ways of mitigating and lessening the tax if you have someone like Tahir Beg to advise you and help you do tax. So thank you very much again for coming and welcome to the second segment. And my friend Sammy as well. Yep. And I know you are dying to ask questions on tax because being a businessman and
I'm always
everyone, business people are always think they are paying tax to the hilt, but you can legitimately reduce that.
Absolutely.
So ask away.
Yeah, I mean, guys, I'm a law-abiding citizen here. I'm not trying to avoid tax illegally. I'm trying to avoid it the legal way. Yes. Now, you know, the gentleman here, he said something very interesting and it got me thinking, right? I'm a Muslim. I'm allowed to marry 4 wives. So can that reduce my tax burden? Because obviously
you're allowed officially
4
to
wives,
marry 4
and then
wives,
I can give each one her personal tax allowance £6,000. So that's 6 times 4.
That's
straight
if you
away.
are running their business. If you're running a business and for your business, obviously they can get it
that's
for their own personal.
£24,000
Well,
saving in tax there.
Yes. I think
is that possible?
Tax planning issue.
Very good.
I mean, I'm not going to go into what the legal implications of having 4 wives in this country are. But yes, if you're able to get a wife and have 3 other wives as well, and have them in partnership, and you know that makes actually 5 partners.
Right.
Yeah. And just over £6,000